There's nothing like a good cup of coffee in the morning, is there? I'm Douglas Carr, an enthusiast of pretty much all things creative, mathematical or scientific. I'm even good at the last two. As it turns out, scientists recently discovered that the effect of coffee first thing in the morning is entirely placebo. Decaf, if you don't know it's decaf, will wake you up just as well. Similarly, if you think you're drinking decaf, you won't wake up from it, even if you're actually drinking espresso. At least so I'm told. I haven't actually seen the paper myself. There are who knows how many scientific papers published every day, and most of us will never see them. Those of us who make an effort to find them usually run into a brick wall. A brick wall with "paid subscription required" written on it. So we rely on the popular media, which often looks a little bit more like a puppet show than a journalistic endeavour, to filter some of these discoveries through to us. But how can we be sure they're being honest? Have you ever heard of the caveat in paragraph 19? It's where a publisher makes a wild and fantastic claim in his headline as to what huge thing researchers have discovered, and then he talks a bit about what that means and what they mean by it, knowing that readers' attention spans cause fewer and fewer of them to read each successive paragraph. By the time they get to the 19th paragraph or thereabouts, all but the really interested and sceptical have stopped reading. So that's where they put in the bit that says, by the way, they didn't actually discover that, they discovered something that suggests it's a possibility. Worse, I've heard tell of scientific papers where the conclusions are in stark contrast to the results. There was a study a long time ago, so I'm told, on the benefits of selenium in the diet, conducted by a scientist whose theory and belief was that it's a useless mineral. I've no idea what he had against a simple element of the periodic table, but that's the story. I'll give a prize to anyone who can find that paper for me. Heart attack deaths were remarkably higher among the no selenium group of subjects, and he wrote that off as a statistical anomaly, then concluded that selenium was useless. How often does that really happen? I don't know, probably not often, but wouldn't it be nice for anyone to be able to scrutinise any scientific paper unadulterated by a media editor's agenda or the need to pay for the right membership? Since I left school some 10 years ago, I've gotten out of the habit of conducting experiments, but right now I have a lot of free time and, as you might guess, science is something I've always loved. So I'm going to start conducting experiments here on YouTube. My paper, if you will be a series of videos uploaded in order with the results documented as they come in. In most cases, that will mean daily. At the end, I will look back and process the results, draw conclusions, and evaluate my experiment. All the traditional sections of a scientific write-up will be here on YouTube. After that, when the last video goes up, there will be a PDF available on my website, and probably on the Gnutella file sharing network as well. For those of you who don't know, that's the network that LimeWire used, and other applications still use it too. It's not all spam and spotty cellar dwellers sharing DVD rips, whatever the media tells you. It's also a great tool to self-publish free content and to see what's trending at the moment. I might even do an experiment on that. My first experiment starts on Wednesday the 11th of April, and I'll be posting the introduction, hypothesis and method one a day starting from Monday. The subject of that experiment will be me, and I look forward to sharing the experience with you.